Okay guys, welcome to my next setup, and it's taken from the Apex Online Elite Race at Hockenheim in light rain, starting off at 4 AM in the morning, so it was dark conditions in the morning. The setup that I'm going to give you will work. It should work in heavy rain, but you may need to make slight alterations, which I'll go through with you now. But it got me pole position and won me the race, so that's 3 poles in a row. So let's just have a little look here now. You see there, I ran 4 rain tyres. I didn't go with the Inters. Inters just didn't give me the grip on this track. Some tracks they will give you the grip and they are faster, but for this track, Hockenheim, definitely 4 rain tyres for the light rain conditions. Heavy rain, obviously, you're always on the 4 rain tyres, but for this track with the light rain, I still went on the rain tyres. Now, I put the brake pressure the tyre pressure slightly lower on the front to give me a bit of grip on the front end, because I dialed a lot of understeer into the car. Obviously for the wet conditions, I didn't want the back end kicking out on me too much. I wanted a consistent car. It wasn't the fastest possible car, even though it still got me pole, but it was more consistent to drive. So brake pressure 71% and then brake balance 63%. I could slam on pretty much going into every bend with them settings and it wouldn't really lock up. There was no issues with the brakes on that. Brake ducts as usual there, we don't run mechanical failures, so 0%. If you're running them, you will want to go high because the brakes do heat up on this track. Brake mapping all the way down to the bottom, you just don't want to run that up or you just get too much understeer. Now the gearing 3.97, you could go higher because I was on the limiter, but I wanted an overall, because there's only really one straight on the track where you're going to hit the limiter, so I went for a bit of a lower setting. Limited acceleration, slip acceleration 0%. I didn't want any slip on that rear in the wet conditions. May have slowed me down in the dry, but I wanted to go for a wet setup really. Limited deceleration 100 as usual, and I went for 100 on the end preload. Now in full wet conditions you may want to go slightly higher on the preload. Now from the bump stops I went down quite low to give me more stability into the corners and stuff, because if you go up a bit it's going to make the reactions of the car faster. Didn't really want that in wet conditions. See there, most of these settings were pretty normal again, not too much to change. The ride height, again, I went all the way down on this. I wanted as much downforce as I could get and grip on the front end. And the spring stiffness, we went quite low. We went medium-ish actually there to give a bit more grip on the rear also. Caster angles I went up to 6.9 because I didn't want the front to be too responsive again. If I would have gone down to 6.4 it would have been a bit more responsive, and I didn't really want that. Wanted to dole the back end out as much as I could. Cambers 2.5. Obviously I wanted grip on the front still for the bends. Rear cambers 1.2. And then when we get to the toe now, I lowered it to the right by 1 click on the front toe, and I went again on the right to 0.4 on the rear toe. That's going to give you a bit more stability, and obviously the cambers 1.2 like I said before, just to give a bit more stability on the rear. I find that going around 1.2 to 1.0 mark gives quite a good stability to the Z4. What else have we got now? Downforce, I went for 0.5, so we had no downforce in the front because I didn't want the front end to be kicking that back end out. Rear 5. 4 could have been faster probably, but like I say again, I went for a wet setup. If it's dry I would have gone 0.2 or 0.1. That's the fastest way in the dry I found, but for this track in wet 0.5 definitely. Again the weight distribution I went a bit to the rear, not too much though because I wanted some corner and grip. Force feedback as usual, no difference to what I normally do. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go quickly show you the best lap I did. It was 141. This I managed to I was 200 slower in the qualifying lap for the actual race, but obviously in the race we only get 15 minutes. So I'm going to let you enjoy this lap. Give me a like and a subscribe if you like what you've seen. And again, there'll be more videos to come. I'm going to start doing some different videos. So enjoy the video and thanks for watching.